Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today I'm back with part 9 of my entire vinyl collection overview video series where I go through it 10 random records at a time. So I hope everyone's doing well. I know we just had the first official drop for Record Store Day release this past Saturday on the 29th, so I hope you guys got some records that you were looking for. I didn't really pick up a ton of stuff, but I got some of the things that I want. But for this video, I got 10 more random records here, a couple new ones from the mail, and some really old ones, so let's just get right into it over here. Starting off with one that I just received in the mail not too long ago, and it's a good one. It's Hiroshi Yoshimura's Green. Now this is the first time I believe that it's come out on vinyl, which is really awesome. This is an incredible ambient electronic release over here. And, you know, if you're looking for something that's a little more gentle sounding, a little more relaxing, slightly psychedelic too, you'd want to definitely give this record a listen. It did come with an awesome OBI strip, which is cool. Now this was reissued by the lovely people at Light in the Attic Records, and the version that I have is a retail exclusive and partner with my local record store, Bull Moose, which is really awesome. And it's on a translucent clear vinyl, so it looks amazing. I haven't yet to throw this onto the table, but I will be doing that soon. This is a really relaxing album. I'm kind of just waiting for like a rainy day or something like that. And it also came with a nice insert that has a lot of the production credits, some information about the release, and it's got some like compositions or something like that in there, some notes that he had jotted down, which is pretty cool. Next up here, I have the album Hyperview by Title Fight. And this is a punk band that, you know, I used to enjoy listening to quite a bit. I mean, but they've kind of like disappeared off face of the earth after they put out this record over here. This being like their third official like studio full length. I used to have a ton of presses of this, but I've sold them all off and just kept this one at this point. This is the tour exclusive. That's why you see that like silver sticker over the jacket there that I picked up when I saw them in Boston touring for this album, obviously. And if I remember correctly, yeah, this is like one of the gray marble pressings, which looks really nice. So the gray with the white and black marbling effect there, which is really cool. You know, I'm just curious as to what happened to Title Fight overall. I mean, they didn't put out like a ton of material, but, you know, this was like a step in the more dream pop shoegaze direction for the band, which I thought was kind of an interesting twist to their blend of like 90s punk and alternative rock. But, yeah, they've kind of just like disappeared into the ether. I don't know what's going on with that. Next up here, I have Floating Coffin from the OCs, or now OCs, since they've changed their name. This is my favorite album from the OCs overall. I was pretty excited to hear that they do have a new release coming. That first single was pretty cool, like kind of a short barn burner, but it was really squishy sounding. So I really think that's going to be quite interesting to see how that's going to play out in the full length. And this is one of the limited clear with red blood splatter exclusives. I believe this was out of 500 from Castle Face. And yeah, I bought this after it sold out, but I really had to own it. This is my favorite OCs record. Really, really cool pressing over here. And it did come with a bonus Flexi, which is also translucent red, which is really awesome. Another reason why I had to grab this limited variant over here. Really amazing garage rock record from the OCs. Love that inner sleeve too. Looks really, really cool. The band in like night vision. And then it's got some credits on the back there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to a new OCs record. Caught them live for the first time about a year ago, and that was really amazing. So, okay, moving right along here, I have King of the Beach by Wavves. One of my favorite Wavves records. I do enjoy this album. Maybe not my favorite. I kind of go back and forth, but yeah, this is a fun little pressing here. This was a Newberry Comics exclusive. I do not recall how many there were, but it is a glow-in-the-dark vinyl, which is really awesome. I love the labeling on this release as well. It really goes with their like garagey, surfy, like trashy, punky kind of aesthetic, if you will. I've yet to actually like try this glow-in-the-dark effect. I don't know, I just never got around to doing it, honestly. And it did come with an insert as well, which has got some cool artwork, some credits on the back there. But yeah, this was a nice one from the people over at Newberry Comics. Next up here, we have Get Color by Health. This is my favorite Health record overall. And, you know, this is a band that, I mean, man, they were on the cutting edge, in my opinion. They kind of just went in a direction I wasn't really into overall. But, I mean, the first two Health records, the self-titled and this one, Get Color over here, are, like, unbelievably chaotic, you know, experimental noise rock records that are just, like, so ahead of the curve. I don't know, the way that they fuse, like, you know, electronics, aesthetics, and, like, pop in there a little bit, too, with some of the hooks on this release. I mean, it's just so cutting edge and ahead of the curve. I really wish I had the limited red variant of this. I had the opportunity to buy that back in the day a couple times. I just passed on it, which was really dumb. I'm kicking myself at this point. But yeah, I mean, I would really love to see this band go back to, you know, these kind of chaotic, like, almost improvisational days where they were just so unpredictable. Moving right along here, I have what is probably my favorite release, I think, from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and that's Quarters. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they can be a kind of a hit or miss band for me. I mean, they obviously released, like, a ton of material, and this was the original release that actually turned me on to them back in the day. And I do still enjoy it, like, just as much as I originally heard it. I love the concept of how it's separated into 4 10-minute tracks. And, you know, this is a lovely multicolored vinyl here. We got red, purple, and green on the tricolor, which is just so cool. I picked this up a long time ago. I actually don't remember how many of these there were, but, you know, it's been reissued since then. And it is a lovely gatefold record here, record sleeve. Which, you know, actually folds out into the album art, which is amazing. Really, really cool stuff there. And on the back, you know, we have, you know, lyrics of all the songs. Just an amazing packaging and release here from the people at Flightless Records. I mean, so cool. And it's almost like a canvasy type feel to it. But yeah, I'm just like so stoked to have this in my collection. Next up here, I have a classic from David Bowie. We've got Ziggy Stardust. There's nothing too special about this pressing, I believe. I actually kind of like that it has like a lot of ring wear on it. You know, it definitely gives it that vintage feel. I do not remember the pressing info on this one. I mean, I just picked this up at a record store back in the day. It's a very clean copy though here on the Victor label. You know, one of the better albums in the Bowie discography. It's got, like, you know, all-time great hits on it, like Moon Age Daydream. Yeah, and, you know, just, like, need to have it in your collection. And moving right along here, I have a record that used to be really expensive and hard to find, but, you know, it's been reissued since then, but that's Gorillaz' Demon Days. And this is the original pressing through Parlophone. So this one was really hard to track down for a long time until Vinyl Me Please reissued it. Check out the gatefold here. Really, really awesome stuff. I absolutely love all of the Gorillaz artwork, obviously. And this being one of the better Gorillaz albums, in my opinion. It's a nice, thick pressing here. We're on standard black. You know, the labeling is incredible. It does match all the cover art with each character there. And I do have the original inner sleeves as well, which look really, really cool. I'll show you guys. This is the first one. And here's the C and D side for you. You know, obviously, all-time classic album over here from Gorillaz, in my book at least. And it was really cool to see that it finally got reissued through Vinyl Me Please so that a bunch more people could finally own it. This one was, like, crazy expensive for a while here. But, you know, this one's never leaving my collection. And coming down to the home stretch here, I have Untitled, Unmastered by Kendrick Lamar. Really awesome little tight follow-up of, like, rougher cuts from To Pimp a Butterfly sessions. And, yeah, I chose to keep this one in the shrink wrap because it is autographed by Kung Fu Kenny. I was lucky enough to grab one of these before they sold out through his web store back in the day when these originally were up for sale. And if I, yeah... Haven't pulled this one out in a long time. I almost forgot. This is a black vinyl here. 180 gram too. Really nice pressing overall. And a fun, you know, collection of tracks from Kendrick Lamar. I mean, that have still remained, you know, really solid in his discography over the years. And rounding out this batch of records for my entire vinyl collection over here, we have Slide by Mr. George Clanton. Big fan of this album and George Clanton overall. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of his new release with Nick Hexum, but, you know, it was okay. Not really as good as Slide, but it was okay. I'm still waiting for a solo follow-up to this album. My mouth is kind of watering for that at this point. And, you know, this was one of the, not the first pressing, but I think the second one. It's a blue and black color in color, which is unbelievably cool looking. It matches everything about, you know, the artwork. I love it. And yeah, I mean, this is just such a great album. It has definitely stood up to the test of time for me. I still have a lot of fun with this release here, even though, you know, thematically it's kind of a bummer. So that's going to do it for this batch of 10 records for my entire vinyl collection overview. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment below of any records that you picked up recently. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share. And if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.